So, our boy Elon, Mr. Musk, has been wilding out a little bit. He's well, let's just get into it, right? So, Elon Musk just made some tweets or tweet replies about the proposed billionaire tax that was proposed in Congress. It wasn't passed or anything, and it does not look like it's going to be passed in any form. But he had some tweets on it, uh, and we'll look at that. So I believe it started here. Uh, right. This guy says a plan is 50 billion over 5 years for Mr. Musk. All right. Mr. Musk says, according to their own estimates, this tax only covers approximately 10% of 3.5 trillion spending bill. Where will the other 90% come from? The answer is you. Okay. First of all, 10%. It's kind of a lot. So what's wrong with that? Number two, okay, then maybe we should just tax you more then? I mean, if you're saying, okay, then I guess we need more taxes on the rich. Maybe that would maybe more taxes on the top 1%. You know, maybe that would be. I mean, that would be something. But he says, but instead of saying that, right, you could have said if you cut the bottom part off, right, and he just says this part right here, and then he goes down here and he says, uh, you need to tax us more, which he's not going to do. But oh shit. But imagine if he said that, right? That'd be kind of base. But then he goes on here and says, where the under 90% come from? The answer is you. Why is that the answer? What? No one's saying that has to be the answer. Only he is saying that has to be the answer. He says, where the under 90% come from? The answer is you. He could have said, the rational thing would be like, okay, then maybe we should just tax the rich more. But instead, he's like, no, no, that's coming from you. Therefore, no taxes at all. Or you could have said something like, okay, uh, decrease tax loopholes, decrease military spending, decrease all the business subsidies. He could have said any of that, but no, he says, he see, the problem with this is you might read this and say, oh yeah, they're gonna take away the 90% from me. Like that totally makes sense, right? Now, obviously, you only cover 10%, so obviously, I'm going to be the rest. But who's the one framing it that way? Elon's framing it that way. Elon's the one saying, "Oh, it's going to come from you." He could have said a million other things. Like I keep doing that. He could have said a million other things like tax me more, but no. Instead, he completely ignores that and shifts the blame. Oh, it's going to come from you. Elon is the only one. Elon is the one saying that, not the politicians. Elon. So Elon's not the good guy here. He's literally framing it in a way that makes him the bad guy. So it's just makes he's saying this. No one else is saying this. I mean, maybe some other people are saying this, but conservatives are saying this. It doesn't have to come from you. It can also come from reduced spending in other areas. Okay. All right, but you also keep in mind that spending, right, is usually the government can create as much money as it wants, right? So the spending will usually just be added to the deficit, right? And so he does we do get into that here. So normally this wouldn't be paid for in cash. So this isn't 1 year, by the way. 3.5 trillion. This isn't 1 year. This is over many years, right? It's not like 3.5 trillion 1 year. No, but so we go to, but it will add to the deficit. Okay, unless it's paid for by more taxes on the rich, maybe, on the rich, maybe Elon, nope, doesn't want that, but okay. Anyways, so let's say so we add this to the deficit, whatever. So, but keep in mind, so Elon goes, the U.S. national debt is 228,100 billion. It's not really a debt, okay? The U.S. national debt, right? We're not borrowing money from anyone. That's not how this works. He's an idiot. That's why I think, okay, Elon Musk is just stupid at this point. He's either stupid or he knows he's lying. So either way, it's not a good look. Yeah, you want to think, oh, Elon Musk, he did all this stuff. He's smart. Maybe he still is, and maybe he's just a terrible person. That could be true too. So, debt is 28 million. Even taxing all billionaires at 100% would only make a small dent in that number. So obviously the rest would come to the general public. This is basic math. Spending is the real problem. Okay. This money is already paid for. It's already been paid for. It's called inflation. So the debt is not generally, for the most part. I mean, there are some bonds and stuff, but a lot of it is just the government adding money, right? The government can add zeros to any bank account whenever it wants, right? So when it spends money it doesn't have, and the debt, which really isn't like a traditional debt, it's really just they keep track that they're in the negative, but it's never planned on being paid back because it's being paid for by inflation. That's the reason why we have inflation. The deficit is the reason inflation exists, because the government creates money and thus increases the money supply, and so your money is worth less as that money eventually circulates into the economy. Though our economy, it always goes to the top, 1%. It's been trickling up to the top for many years now, for decades. But anyway, so it's already come. So the rest must come from the general public, right? That's what he says. So the rest of this debt must come from the general public. It already kind of has. It's come from everyone because this debt is paid for by inflation. That's how it works. This debt was never planned on being paid back. That's not how it works. When you enter more money into the economy and you don't take it back, it's just going to increase inflation, which it already has. So it's already been paid for. Inflation was the payment. Inflation's been like 2% per year. That was the payment. Ah, gosh dang it. Hold on. All right. So he's either an idiot or he's just purposely not telling you that. So fuck you, Musk. All right. Yeah, even taxing on billionaires, but it's already paid for. Like I said, this is already paid for by the general public, by everyone, via inflation. That's how it works. Your money's worth 2% less just about every year. This year, it's going to be about 5% less because we're making up for there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into all that, but this year, we're even having like a bigger jump than 2% in inflation. And the government plans to keep having inflation. That's kind of the government policy, whether it's good or bad. The government plans on having inflation, and that's kind of, but so the stat's already paid for because the government has already planned on having around 2% inflation uh, per year, right? So that's already happening. Uh, so spending is the real problem. Again, uh, why do I keep doing this? Again, already paid for. So, and the inflation is bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not really a fan of inflation, but at least not the amount we have it. But and that's come from deficit. So this is the inflation pays is how the deficit kind of works. There's no one holding 28. That's not how it works. It's just not how it works. There are some people with bonds and stuff that hold, which is considered some U.S. debt, but most of this money, right, is money government. The money has just handed out that they don't plan on paying back, which then increases inflation. That's how it works. If the government, right, if you decided to take this 28, like I don't know why you say it's 29. It's like isn't it like 29 trillion? What? Okay, fine, fine. I'll use your stupid link. Um, yeah, this is million, billion, trillion. I don't know why you just didn't say trillion. Okay, so U.S. debt 28 trillion. I have that right. Thousands, millions, billions, trillions. I thought it was trillions. Okay, so 28 trillion, almost 29 trillion. It's 29 trillion yet? Oh, we're getting pretty close. So 29, say 29 trillion, right? Let's say we did pay that back. What would happen is, so the way that works is to fix this, you would have to collect 29 trillion, right? Say you collected that, right? Say the government collected that 29 trillion, uh, ignoring all of the consequences. What would happen to the money, your money value? Your money value would go way up, right? You're taking away 29 trillion out of the economy. The value of your money absolutely skyrockets. Uh the it would be a mess. I'm not an economist, but it's reverse inflation. It's your value of your money would go up like crazy. But again, we can't really do that because if you took away that money, yes, your money would be worth more, but who would it would destroy the economy. Obviously, if you took that all at once, but they don't even have any plan on taking it at all because it's already paid for by inflation. That's how it works. I don't think inflation should be so high, and maybe we should cut uh, and increase taxes on the wealthy, which we could definitely afford, and we could actually increase taxes on the wealthy and still have money left over for distributing to the rest of the people. But anyways, let's move on from this. So you get my point there, and I'd rather let Elon Musk says, so I'd rather let Elon Musk allocate capital than Janet Yellen. Who is best at capital allocation, government or entrepreneurs, is indeed what it comes down to. Sort of. I mean, the government currently allocates capital already. It just doesn't allocate capital to the poor. It gives government subsidies and tax credits that help businesses and help the rich. So it's not like the government's already allocating money by taxing the rich less. That's kind of how capital allocation works. So the government's already doing that. So he's saying, but the government's already doing it. And the entrepreneurs, what entrepreneur is allocating their money to the general public? Besides the the donation funds of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, stuff like that, for the most part, they're not handing out money. They're certainly not handing out money for people to buy healthcare. So You're saying, so what entrepreneur is allocating capital properly? When have they ever? Pictures will conflate capital allocation with consumption. I, this is completely irrelevant. I don't know what he's trying to say here. He's trying to sound smart. So this is him. This is Elon Musk trying to sound. I can't believe I'm saying this about Elon Musk because he's supposed to be. What happened to Elon Musk? When did his brain just shut down? I don't know, but yeah, tricksters will conflate capital allocation with consumption. Conflate means to like merge, right? Capital allocation and consumption. What does this have to do with anything? I mean, I think I need more context to understand what he. I mean, I think he's trying to say that you should tax. You should only tax consumption and not allocation. But of course, he would say that because he has all the capital. So, anyways, so he's all. So, this is kind of pointless. But so he's saying he's not giving an answer directly, but he's pretty much giving an answer saying, yeah, the government, no, entrepreneurs, yes. When has the entrepreneurs been good at capital allocation? When? When? I don't understand. Like, what is he? I can answer this question. Who is best? Capital allocation. The government. The government. I mean, the government already kind of does this, but the government allocating capital to the underserved would be better to me and to most of Americans than having the entrepreneurs have all the capital. And then he does if it does finally reply he does another tweet as to uh what he would do with the money. Well, is this part of the chain? Yes, we again. God, this pisses me off when he's. How does he? How is he? How is he, Elon Musk, not understand how the debt thing works? It's already been paid for by inflation. Not all of it, and inflation will continue, but it's kind of how it works. I feel. God, I'm getting. I want to focus on this other stuff, but Elon, just say Elon's not. Elon's a conservative at this point. I mean, it's out. The bag's out. Elon's a conservative. He doesn't want to tax himself. He won't say tax the rich. He won't say tax the rich more. He'll say, "Oh no, it's going to come from you, so therefore no taxes," which is the same Republican conservative argument they've been doing for God knows how long. So Elon Musk, he's dumb, conservative, or he's not dumb, and he knows he's just being a conservative politician at this point. So, but yeah, so he does reply. I don't know I don't know why you did a separate little tweet, but he says, "So what does Elon Musk plan to do with the money? A plan is to use the money to get humanity to Mars and preserve the light of consciousness." My screen just turned off. What in the hell is light of consciousness mean? He's been he's either been he's been doing too much drugs, he's been hanging around gripes too much and doing too much drugs. What does this even mean? Preserve the light. What? Who's what? What of your consciousness? Like who's? What about the poor people's consciousness? Like what are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Holy cow! What Elon Musk is? He's wilding out. He's lost it. He's lost it at this point. He's lost it. I place the money to get humanity to Mars. So instead of Elon Musk, right, is how much is he worth? Yeah, billionaires worth 10 trillion, by the way. And also, the top 1% have more money than not get. This video is gonna be too long if I get into all that. All right, so Elon. Oh, oh, 74 billion. Oh God. So Elon Musk, 24 billion. Is he gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna use my money to help Earth and the people already on Earth"? He's like, "Nah, dude, I'm peacing out. So I use the money to get to humanity to Mars." AKA him. Dude, he literally just wants himself to get to Mars himself, and maybe select few who will call him Overlord and Mars, right? Oh, this hair is like okay. So he's going to use so yeah, government bad at capital allocation. Entrepreneurs, he's insinuating that they're better. Then he says what he's going to do with it. He plans to use his money. So he's talking about the tax here. So the 50 billion he would save for not being taxed. I'm going to use that money to get to humanity to Mars. He's going to get a select few to Mars. Ignore not so instead of providing healthcare to people on Earth, providing them some decent living, our standard of living, a standard of living is worse than that of Norwegian prisons. Like you've guys seen Norwegian prisons, right? Like everyone, like the average lifestyle, right? Worse than being a New Zealand prisoner, or not New Zealand, Norwegian prisoner, and Elon's like, nah, we shouldn't tax more to help our people out. We should just give me all the money. I'll allocate it best by just taking myself to Mars and being the overlord there and whatever this mumbo jumbo is. Holy cow. Okay, all right, let's all right, now we go to the comments. Okay, this is the last. So I've pretty much covered what I want to cover, I think. And so now we go to the comments. Oh, this is gonna be juicy. Just freaking me 3.4 years of the pay for the task. Just this year. And just himself. That's true. So he could sell, lose that 50 billion, then sell some more shares. Because Mark Zuckerberg even on this list. It's cost more than 50 billion. Then after paying the tax, you'd still be able to make two of them, still be richer than Mark Zuckerberg. I'm talking about the profit he'll make till then. Yep. He definitely could do that. So he's just bullshitting this whole time. Oh, who figures? Exactly what I'm saying. We're not using the money to improve lives on Earth. Just being curious. Yeah, Elon. Well, Elon's like, dude, I'm peacing out. This planet sucks. I don't care about any of you. I'm just getting to Mars and being the king there, and you're all gonna worship me at Mars. What happened to Elon, dude? I used to like Elon, like back in the day. Uh, Holy cow, this hair! I thought he was kind of woke, but he's lost it, dude. He's lost the sauce. Uh, Pretty arrogant POV, definitely. Where he's like, I can do better than the money. Oh, where's the money going? Nah, it's not going to any of you. You all can die. Thanks, Elon. What? Oh my god. Crypto scams. Keep in mind, he's like, it comes down to entries or government, but it's not really true because the government is already allocating money currently. And it allocated money to Elon. So he's saying the government shouldn't have given money to him because the tax credits for his electric cars and the cheap loans it gave him for his business. I guess the SpaceX grants comes from directly from the government, which SpaceX wouldn't be able to really function, at least get to where it is right now without those government contracts and government research funds. Dear God. Government fund, just hasn't been profitable. Even though that was largely due to government funding, that it only became profitable. All your wealth is from taxpayer money? Oh, so strange, Mr. Musk. So strange. Dude, what happened to Elon Musk, dude? Like, what? Dude, I'm glad I'm the only one, like, shitting on Elon right now, because, wait, what is he doing, dude? Why? Oh, dear God. This man, like, 224 billion, the way he is now is scary stuff. Because he's not giving it to you or anyone that's not a billionaire, pretty much. Elon, has anyone ever asked you if you? Yeah, I think people have asked. If you hate government involvement so much, why did you take those EV credits mandated by the governments? They're still benefiting from those till this day. I'll have to hear a response from you, which he's not going to. Anyways, you get the point. Elon, he's stupid, full of shit. He just basically, if he was truthful, what he basically would say is, hey, you all can die. I just want to go to Mars and be the Lord and Savior on Mars, and everyone here on Earth. Yeah, if you have cancer, just whatever. You're useless. Die. Like that. Typical Elon's just a conservative. So great. Thanks, Elon.